Happy day, everyone. Happy Friday. This is Becky Tobis, and I am the Crafty Chamarita. I'm coming to you a little bit late today just because I had some technical difficulties, but nonetheless, I'm here. So if you're watching me live, I appreciate it. And if you're watching me on the replay, I appreciate that too. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Here on Guam, it's been raining, but we've desperately been needing the rain because our grass has been crunchy because it's been so dry lately. So we're getting a lot of rain. All right. So I'm just going to, sorry. I'm not able to look at my laptop. So I'm using my iPad. So I'm just going to look quickly just to make sure that everything is broadcasting. Hopefully you guys are seeing me. And if somebody is watching, can you just let me know that everything is working okay? Okay, I see myself, so I'm good. I'm there. I'm coming to you live on the internet. So before I talk about the suite that I'm going to demonstrate today, I just wanted to remind everybody of a couple of things that Stamping Up has put forth. First of all, the last chance products have been refreshed. So there's lots of things that are there. Some of them are discounted, but just know that once they're gone forever. So if there's a stamp set on the last chance product list that you have been looking, and it's been on your wish list, get it now, because once it's gone, while supplies last, and then afterwards it's going to be gone forever. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about, which is what prompted my idea for today's live, is the sale on the Suite collection. So let me just kind of clarify that to hopefully avoid any confusion. So it's a buy one, get one 50% off. So for example, if you buy a suite, then the next suite, oh, I'm sorry, let me clarify it. So if you get one suite, get another suite, because the lesser of the two will be 50% off. So I recommend that you do this. So if you have more expensive priced items, keep those separately. So keep that as a separate order. So if you're getting two suites, just put that in one order. So what I did, I ended up doing several orders, because I put all of my designer series paper in one order, and then I did another one for the smaller items, because it's going to take 50% off whatever's the cheaper item. So like if you get, for example, if you get a pack of designer series paper and you get the embossing folder, the 50% is going to be taken off the embossing folder. So if you want to get more bang for your buck, try to keep it comparable. And you don't have to buy the entire suite. So you can pick and choose. So, and that's what I did, because I basically have all the suites that I wanted. So I picked and chose from the different suite collections. So I got a designer series paper from one suite, then another one from another suite, an embossing folder here, and an embossing folder here, a ribbon here, a ribbon there. So I was just like all over the place with my ordering, but I got the stuff that I wanted, which is, my advice to everybody. Of course, get the stuff that you want, that you know that you are going to play with, that you are going to use. Okay. So the okay. I forgot to put okay. You guys are seeing me, and if somebody is, I forgot to put my my iPad on mute so that I can watch it and not have the volume go off. So let me just take care of that right now. So that I can keep track of who's here. All right, Trine, thank you so much for joining me. Even though I'm a little bit late, thank you for watching. So this is what I'm going to show you. This was by far my favorite suite in the new annual catalog. In fact, the minute I saw it, I knew I had to get it. So it's called It's called Kintsugi Inspiration, the suite collection, and this is how it looks like. The designer series paper is so beautiful. It's really gorgeous, right? It looks like this. And then this is what comes in the suite. So you get the designer series paper, you get the stamp set, you get the dies, and then you also get the embossing folder and these gems. These are called flower accent. Of course, I forgot to bring it here and put it in front of me, but these are very pretty gems, and they look like flowers. Let me hold it up, and it looks like this. Okay. All right. And let me show you the designer series paper because this is really what I fell in love with. Okay. All right. So this paper here, I wanted to show you, matches the die cuts that are in the collection or in the bundle. And so you can die cut all of these vases out. So what I did, and this is what I recommend that you do, if you want to die cut these pieces, just cut along this, I won't even say border, but cut along here. So that way you can cut 3 at a time, right? Don't waste your time cutting one at a time. And so when I have a chance, I'm just going to cut it all out at one time so that way it's ready. So when I want to make a card, it's there. It's all set. Okay. All right. So this is the same paper in its complete form. The back side looks like this. And so when you look at the catalog, the designs for the cards use the back side of this. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I would much rather use this side. So I'm going to cut all of this side. I'm not going to bother to use this. So my cards for today were inspired by the cards in the catalog. Okay. All right. Then we've got this one here. Gosh, I hope I'm still transmitting because it sees me talking here, but the screen hasn't changed. I'm a little bit worried about that. Okay. Tree, and since you're watching, can you just kind of let me know, does everything look the way it's supposed to look? Because I'm watching on my mini iPad here, and the screen hasn't changed, so it's got me a little bit worried. I don't know if it's just delayed. You know, when it comes to the rain, it kind of plays havoc with the internet. So this is another the designer series paper. This is the back side. So it uses, the colors for here are Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, and Petal Pink, and then obviously the gold. So this is how this designer series paper looks like. This is the back side. That's this sheet. So pretty. And then the back side. Then we've got this one. And the back side. And I really love this blue. This is gold on Misty Moonlight. Gorgeous paper. See? And I'm going to be honest with you. When I use these sheets, I'm totally only going to use the part with the metallic foil on it because it's just so pretty. So I wanted to explain to you, I even printed it out so I don't lose track of it. So I don't know if you could see this Kintsugi. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is the Japanese art form of, they take pottery, broken pottery, and they stitch it together to repair the pottery, and they put gold along the cracks. So that's why it's part of the name of this suite is Inspiring Imperfection, because it's going to be an imperfect design because of all the crack looking features, but it's still very, very pretty. All right, so let me get my materials out. And I'm going to make a very simple card, and then I'm going to show you the cards that I made that are similar to what's in the annual catalog. Okay, so what I did is I took one of the designer series paper. I took this one because it's not too busy. So some of the other ones that are kind of busy, I know I'm not going to put a lot of stuff on top because I just don't like that that look when you've got a lot of stuff happening. I don't tend to craft like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this on. So another thing I wanted to share with you is that my adhesive of choice is Tombow glue. And I always have to tell new crafters, when you're using Tombow glue, you don't treat it like Elmer's glue because it's very strong glue. So you don't need a whole lot of it. And you definitely don't want to put globs on it so that when you press it down, it's going to ooze out because it's going to show. So I'm just going to put a light trail of glue. I think this is running out. And then I just kind of put a little bit on the middle. See, it's not a lot of glue, but trust me, this glue will hold. Okay, so this is 4 by 5 1/4, the standard layer to put on top of the card. And then I pre-cut these pieces here from that designer series paper. Let me put that down now. Usually when you're working with metallic paper, you can't use the Tombow glue, but the metallic here is an accent. So it's okay to use the Tombow glue. But on regular foil metallic paper, you can't do that. Okay, and here's a little trick that I'm going to do for this part. So for here, this was one of my old cutting mat. Gosh, I think I must have gotten this like 30 years ago or something. So I'm just going to cut a little slit using my X-Acto knife. I'm going to run it right along the line here. That doesn't really show. Then I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife and pry it open a little bit. So that way, when I put my flower, I'm just going to tuck it inside. Like so. Cute, right? Okay. I can't take credit for that idea. That came directly from Stampin' Up. So as demonstrators, we have the benefit of looking at all the recipes for these cards. Okay, thanks, Trine. The recipes for all these cards. So we know like what paper is used, everything, what stamps are used, what ribbons are used, and so forth. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to put my dimensionals on like this. I'm taking it off, and I'm just going to lay it right next to this. Okay. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of embossing. It's been a while since I've embossed. It's time. So the image actually works out really well when you use the embossing buddy first, because then you don't get any stray embossing powders. Okay. I'm hesitant to show you my Versamart because it looks nasty. It's so old and it's like covered with all kinds of stuff, but it's okay. So I'm just going to stamp the sentiment. This one says, "Thanks for helping me through this difficult time." Nice sentiment, huh? I should read you, before I leave, before I end it, I'm going to read you what the sentiments are for this stamp set because it's really very nice. I was using gold earlier and I didn't clean it up yet, so I'm just going to use the same thing. And having that gold on white, really, you're going to see it. It's just going to make everything pop. So pardon my noise here. It's going to turn into a very pretty gold. You see the transformation? So pretty, right? And then what I normally do is I just kind of turn it to the side because then I can tell which parts haven't been heated enough. Because the powder, what happens is the heat burns the powder onto your card. So pretty. And I know this is bigger than what I need, so I'm just going to cut it down. Got stuff flying all over the place here. Let's cut it this way. I tend to use the bottom of my trimmer. Everyone is different. There's no right way or wrong way to use it. It's really just a matter of your preference. Okay. And I'm not going to put this on dimensionals because the cup is on dimensionals. I'm just going to glue it down. Again, I'm not going to go overboard with my glue. I don't want it oozing out. And I'm just going to tuck it here in the corner. And then this card is done. Now what I can do for the inside is I can just get the flower that's here. Do I have my petal pink? I do. If you've seen me stamp, you know that when it comes to using photopolymer stamps, I like to use the pierce mat underneath. I just find, especially for me and my stamping, it just has a much clearer image. So I can choose to put white paper in the inside, or I can just stamp it like that. Pretty, right? You see that flower? Yeah. I like how that came out. Okay. And I did say I was going to tell you something. I was going to explain something. And of course, I can't remember what I was going to explain. And I'll probably remember after my live is done. All right, so this, see, very simple, very pretty card, right? But it just looks so, it looks so elegant, right? I just really love this suite. So here are some other cards that were inspired by the catalog. So if you guys are looking for inspiration, you're not sure what to do for your card, don't forget that you can always look in the card in the catalog itself and be inspired by the designs that are there, and you don't have to copy them exactly. So these designs here, I may or may not have copied them exactly, because if I didn't like it or just thought it was a little bit, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just changed it. So here's one card, and you'll see this in the catalog. By the way, it's on, I think, page 59, the suite. Here's another one. And for this one here, I used the embossing folder that comes with it. Okay. I cut out the vases or vases, depending on where you're at. Here's another one. I used a designer series paper to cover the whole cardstock. And then in the middle, because I didn't want to use the DSP, that's a lighter color, I just didn't want to waste it. So I'll be honest with you, I just didn't want to waste it. So I just cut a piece of Misty Moonlight, and then I used Versamark, and I stamped an image behind it, right? And then here's another one. This one was the sheet that had the pre-designed vases on it. I die cut it out along with this one here. And then I just put "You Inspire Me." I forgot to mention, for this card here, I die cut the little cracks using gold foil. And then I just cut pieces of it to run along the cups. And there you go. So pretty, right? Golly, I really, really like this suite. So again, it's called Kintsugi, also known as Inspiring Imperfection. I forgot to change my screen. Inspiring Imperfection. So again, just to remind everybody, the suite sale is going on right now. Buy one, get one 50% off, right? And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And if not, and if you're watching this, whether you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube, please leave a comment, or subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hear that you are watching, and just whatever comment you want to make. And if you're not already part of my email list, please send me a message and I'll be sure to include you. So that's it for now. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you next week, Friday. Bye.